Hey guys, I really thought I was never gonna start saying hey guys, but anyway, I wanted to come at you guys today with this sultry, colorful look because I put up a poll on Twitter and it was between normal and crazy, and they both got some votes, but crazy won, of course. It's not very avant-garde or anything like that. It's just like a normal, wearable, colorful look. But if you guys would like to see some avant-garde-ness in the future, I would be super willing to try it. I have before. I love that. I love all of that stuff. All the products I used will be listed in the description below. So yeah, if you want to learn how to do this, then just keep on watching. Okay, so basically I'm starting off with a base. I have my concealer, which also acts as a foundation for me, and I have my contour, and I have my bronzer, and I have my brows. And it kind of looks like blank, but that's what we want because I'm gonna go crazy on the eyes. So I'll zoom you in and you can see. So basically the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take Below Pony by Jeffree Star, and I'm going to put that on my eyelid just as an eyeshadow base to make the purple shadows pop. And I'm gonna take a fluffy crease brush from Sephora to blend that out onto my eyelid. It doesn't have a name or anything. I got it in a set as a gift. And liquid lipstick is on the harder side to blend out on your eyelid, but it's possible. And I'm going to take a little tiny bit more on my eyelid, but I'm just going to mix all the purple shades in the palette that I think would work, and I'm going to be putting those all down on my eyelid, packing them down with the brush, and then blending slightly into the crease. And then just taking that bluish indigo shade, I'm gonna go in the center of the lid. And when that doesn't work quite as well as I'd like it to, I'm gonna take a Tarte flat brush and some Makeup Forever setting spray, and I'm going to use that to make it more intense. And then I'm gonna go back in with that other fluffy brush and blend out the edges until that's what I've got. It's just a purple base. And then I try to brush away that fallout. You can use a brush for this. Next up, I'm going to go in with my Morphe M433 and the bright pink shade from the palette. And I'm going to mix that over the crease, and you can see how that makes a gorgeous gradient right away. And I blend out that edge as much as possible and wing it out to the side. And I really, really want it to be vibrant, so I build it up slowly. And that's what you should have. And if you want, what I'm going to do is basically go over what's on my lid with the pink on the edges and sort of blend it in to the purples because it makes it a little bit more pinky purple and it looks more like it fits. After that, I'm going to dust off my brush so that it's cleaner than it was and dip into the yellow shade and get that on the outside of the pink. Make sure not to hit the purple with the yellow because that will make a gross color. And you can avoid the inner part of the eye for this part, but move outwards with that yellow. And then we can go back in with the pink to bring it back. When you go in with a color, even though you know you're going to have to go back in with it later, the reasoning for that is because it makes it easier to blend the other color in. And also, if you went directly in with yellow against the purple, it would make a muddy color that the pink would not be able to save. Once you have that, you can take the lighter shade in the palette, or the later two pinky and purpley shades that are duochrome in the shadow palette, and take it on your finger and go in the center of the lid. And then my finger is too big, so I'm probably gonna have to wipe off my finger a little bit and go around the edges too. And then just the lighter color so you can get a focus. And it doesn't do very much, but it's still enough. And then onto the lower lash line. I'm going to use the Morphe M165. And I'm gonna be taking those purple colors from the beginning and line my lower lash line with them. I'm going to use a big brush. I'm going to use the Morphe E2 to brush away the fallout once again. And then I'm going to use sort of like a flat brush, except it's fluffy, so I don't know if you can see this. This is one of my favorite brushes. See, it's like flat, except it's floofy. I'm going to be taking the pink shade on that and smoking out the outer edge, or well, most of the eye with the pink. But the purple should have stayed on the outer half of your lid, and then the pink can go all the way to the inner, just because it's not so dark. And then wipe that brush off, go in with the yellow, connect that with the outer part of the top. So it looks like a little flame almost. Next, I will be doing winged eyeliner. You can choose to do this or not to, but I honestly think that it helps the look. So I'm taking the Tarte Tartiste Clay paint liner, and then I'm going to line the waterline and the tight line. I try not to pull too hard on those areas, but I know that that is hard for some people, so just know to be very gentle with those areas. This part sometimes makes my eyes water, and it's really annoying because I hope it just doesn't ruin it, but it might, so. And the next thing I like to do is take Moonstone from the Anastasia Beverly Hills Glow Kit and highlight the inner corner. I'm using a tiny e.l.f. brush to do this. Sometimes I mix the Moonstone and Summer together. The next step is to curl my lashes and put on mascara. I use the Tarte Lights Camera Lashes 4-in-1 mascara. And I did purchase the limited edition version, but that one's out, so gotta go back to the normal tube. But honestly, I probably have like 4 hairs for my eyelashes, and this makes them look good. Some people say this mascara clumps their lashes. Personally, I love it. Any clumping it gives me is what I want, and I don't really think my lashes are clumpy anyway. And then I also do my lower lashes and make them so that they kind of sprawl out. And oh my god, this is a weird difference. Anyway, got a little splorp. I'm going to put on my falsies. I use Samantha No. 7s from Huda Beauty and House of Lashes Lash Glue. After both eyes have been completed, you can tell, I don't know if you can see it, but when you close your eyes, you might be able to see where the lash glue is along the band of the lash line. So what I do is I take a little bit of black eyeshadow on a G21, Morphe G21. Doesn't have to be a specific brush, but I take black eyeshadow instead of black eyeliner because I don't want it to be thicker eyeliner. I just want to cover and mattify the glue. Anyway, that masks them pretty well. So what I do for my highlight is I take Makeup Forever setting spray. It can be any setting spray that you use, and I do a couple sprays, little ones. I don't know how many that was, but then I take the middle shade in the Anastasia Beverly Hills Cream Contour Kit, and I go along my cheekbones with that. It blends out better when your face is slightly damp, and it doesn't lift any of the products underneath it if you have a little bit of damp setting spray on. It's just what I've found to be the easiest to do. But you've got to work quickly so that the setting spray doesn't dry before you've finished blending. But that middle shade on the Cream Contour Kit really helps the highlight pop. And then I just keep on layering it until I feel like I have a point on my highlight. I like for my highlight to be the brightest in the very center. So I layer it according to where I want it to be the brightest. The most stickiness goes where I want it to be the brightest. And I make sure the edges are blended so that there's no weird highlight streak. Okay. And this might seem excessive, but then I spray my face again until it's a lot wetter than before and go in with my highlight. I use Moonstone in Summer from the highlight palette. I Anastasia Beverly Hills until I have that desired wet look. Sometimes I tap it on at first just because of the shade, the stickiness. I want to tone down the stickiness a little bit, and then I go back and forth because I don't want to rub any of the other products off. And then I dust the upper lip, my nose, and I also take a mini flat fluffy brush from earlier. Make sure all the shadows are off of it because that would be really weird if it wasn't. And I take the 2 highlight shades again, and I make a little shape on my nose because I want my highlight to make my nose seem a little bit pointier maybe. And then down the bridge. And then I go over it with my finger on the side so it's not so strong. And then sometimes just go over this a little bit. Make sure it's bright and blinding. This brush is better for highlighting those places than the brush I used earlier. And then the last step, I take Jeffree Star in Mannequin and I do the lips. And I will zoom on the lips for you to see. Feels like